All right, yes, people, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV Premier League debate show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Got myself, Shaq, Tobias. All right, Tobias. It's not even halfway through, but after like 10, 11 games in the season, you kind of see where the league is taking shape. It's looking at the moment is basically a title race with Man City and Arsenal. And then everybody else is kind of behind. But we're talking about transfers. Before we go into like who's been terrible, who's been good, what transfer basically when the league started, what you was intrigued by, where you think, okay, I want to see if this works?
They're a good Chris one.
Okay. Because Arsenal needed a striker.
Arsenal needed a striker, but they don't naturally use a striker like that. So it's interesting to see how that was going to work and the type of striker he is. Yes, I was interested to see how it would blend in and whether it was going to be that missing piece that they needed. Because that's what the fans have been calling for. The fans have been calling for a striker. A natural number 9, and that's what they got.
And they got it. And it is very intriguing because that's what they were all screaming. If we have a 20-goal season, man, we win the league. And they've got a guy who basically gets 20 goals a season, but hasn't been proven in the Premier League, but scored in lower levels or lower leagues, like a natural scorer in the Championship and in the Portuguese league. So, yeah, that's a good one. My one for me was Florian Wirtz. That was the one. Reason being is that how he was in Germany, basically the way the German press talked about Florian Wirtz as basically a generational talent, once in a century player, Germany's best player. They will say he was better than Musiala. The German team's built around him. He will be the reason why if Germany go and win a major championship. So for him to basically a young superstar that Real Madrid wanted, Bayern wanted, Man City wanted. For Liverpool, we don't usually get that type of player. We usually get a player that we build into superstar, where was basically, it could still be, but a superstar in the making. So that one was intriguing. And plus as well, we've never had a number 10 since Coutinho. So we've never played with a number 10 for ages. So it was intriguing to see how slot fit Florian Wirtz inside Liverpool's team. So that was, to me, that was the most intriguing signing for me. Anybody else, Tobias?
The intrigue come from the money, though, didn't it?
And the money as well, to 100, especially 100% as well, because we've never spent that sort of money. To spend 116 million pounds, 100 million plus 60 million add-ons is basically at the time a world record fee for British world record fee. So, and for him to come, German players don't usually come from Germany straight to the Premier League. They usually go to Bayern. Any like German superstars or superstar in the making they usually go to Bayern. So that was interesting for me.
And plus there was similarities. I'm not going to compare because I know your face is going to drop straight away into the profile and money spent given at the time. There's similarities between him and Havertz.
Yeah.
That's how they was talking about Havertz prior to him coming.
100%.
And he's got the Ballack build, so there was a lot of expectation around Havertz wearing. To be fair, in fairness, I think Wirtz has been given the opportunity. I don't think he's been busted that badly. I don't believe so. For what his performances he's given out, how many decent performances would you say he's given?
Not a lot. But that's what I'm saying. We're going to come into that. But I'm saying the intriguing transfers.
Other than that, I'm going to go. Burma was one, just to see how that was going to work out. Reinders being another one, having to have that responsibility of replacing De Bruyne. And I liked him when I've seen him play for Holland and for Milan. So I was intrigued to see how that was going to develop, because in essence, Haaland's lost his main man, but it seems like the whole team is galvanized and chipped in with enough to feed him what he needs. Because how many goals is he up to already this season?
Yeah. You know, one of what was intriguing as well, I wanted to see if he really has that mentality, was Garnacho from Man United going to Chelsea. Because I think that one was in a sense of, we know he's got talent, but the mentality and the attitude wasn't there at Man United. And I think Man United had to get rid of him. But we all knew this boy can play.
I don't know. You liked him. You like him.
I like him because every time I watch him, I always feel he's got a goal in him. He's got something in him. And I think he's a player that, if he can get his head right, I think the ability is there to be a top player, because he can start the game or come on with 10 minutes. He will create something. And I like he's got that footballing arrogance. He believes that he's the best. And he plays like that. Sometimes it might not come off, but he plays with a footballing arrogance. And I think you need that to be a top player. And he believes it. The only thing he needs to do. I know, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing he needs to do. Is to show it. Is to show it on the pitch.
When Garnacho was at United, I wasn't convinced by his ceiling. I wasn't convinced he was the truth coming through at all. I hear what you're saying. He's got the ability. He gets in positions. He makes chances. But I thought his ego superseded his actual ability. And the way he went about the transfer obviously didn't help himself. And now but he got what he wanted out of it. He got the move. Do I think he was disrespected in a way? I do hear why he was upset about the Europa League final. So he had an argument, but the way he went about things was, left a bitter taste in most United fans' mouths. So for me, I wasn't intrigued, because I don't think he was any different to what they've already got. Like Neto's form at Wolves way exceeded anything that Garnacho done at United.
Yeah, but reason why I've said it intrigued me, because in my opinion, I believe he has talent, and he's maybe in his head he thinks he's got. I can see what he's thinking. He in his head, which I don't agree, that he's had a raw deal at Man United and he hasn't really shown his quality. And when he was playing well, somehow something would happen. He'd be out of the team or he'd be injured. So for him to go to another big club, elite football club in Chelsea, to kind of prove Manchester United wrong, that intrigued me as well, because I do feel he has a mentality that he believes that he's a top player, but only time will tell.
To be fair, I think I called it prior to Amorim coming. We never had that. He wasn't the profile of player that fits to his system. So he's an out-and-out winger. He's not a 10 as such. So he's always going to struggle to get in the team. And it proved right. So
100%. All right. If you had to rate the transfers, who's been the worst transfer so far this season?
Listen, this is, again, you're going to have to take into account money spent, productivity, expectation.
Yeah.
You can only look one place, and that's Florian Wirtz.
Yeah,
if either because of his lack of game time, being injured, and then he's
had no pre-season, but he's Premier League proven.
Yeah, so he's Premier League. So you've sort of and plus unbalancing him and Ekatike, that's a separate story. But this isn't a shot at Wirtz, because he has you can see he's got ability. Whether that transcends into the Premiership, who knows? We've seen Varane, I've seen Kagawa. Kagawa, similar type player to him, struggle the same. So I wouldn't be surprised if he struggles.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he done a Modric, and Modric was voted the worst transfer for Real Madrid in his first season.
Yeah.
And we know how that ended. So
all-time great,
he doesn't dictate his fee. So I sympathise with players in that because their expectations put on them through others. Like, he didn't dictate his fee.
Yeah, but it's expectation from his performances at Bayern Leverkusen. So That's why Liverpool
Yeah,
spent all that money.
yeah, it
It's
was. But ultimately, he wasn't the one that said that he's worth X amount. So the bedding in period, personality, I don't think he's that out there brash. So it could be. Well, it definitely is a different environment at Liverpool. You could argue that you've lost some big players. You've had your own issues, Jota situation, which could affect the balance of the harmony of the squad. So he's got that to figure out. But performances on the pitch have been nowhere near good enough. He's done a touch here, he's done a touch there, but we've had Liverpool fans and pundits alike, the ex-players, be crucifying people based off what was paid for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only right you got to look at your own ship right now and say exactly the same thing, because Souness used to kill Pogba.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't Pogba's biggest fan. And it used to always come back to, okay, if someone paid £80 million for you, you should be dictating every game you play. So I haven't seen that from him. Seen anywhere near that from him. He's had a spell, maybe I could probably say a game or two, and he's done a decent touch here and there. But you see, he's got quality. Again, it's time will tell. But at the minute, people aren't allowing for this time, and the way form is at Liverpool at the minute, I don't think time will be allowed for you right now.
No. 100%.
You're not here. It's not that season to be bedding in as such. So you
know
need
what?
to get it.
I feel you can bed in and you can show real quality in the sense of you might get a goal, or you get a great assist, or a great run, or you hit the post, hit the crossbar. But for me, he's been bang average. I'm just looking on what I'm seeing. Forget about the potential, because I think the potential's there. Forget about what he's done for Germany, what he's done for Leverkusen. What I am seeing with my two eyes, and I always believe the eye test is everything. And with my eyes, I don't think he's doing any more that a Harvey Elliott would have been doing.
Nowhere near.
That's what I'm saying. So
at
the moment, I don't see anything. What for me, I'm thinking, you know what, this guy's going to be an absolute player, and I hope he is. But he was the guy who was going to basically make the difference. He was the guy that everybody kind of threw Diaz under a bus. It was like, don't worry, we've got Wirtz. Forget Diaz, we've got Wirtz. This is a guy that everybody in Europe was talking about, one of the best young players in the world.
Well, I know you weren't concerned because you were screaming how you can play anywhere across the front. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah, but at this moment in time, he hasn't been good enough in the big games, and especially the games where teams will play a low block. That's what we bought him for, to unlock defenses. And that's the biggest one, unlock defenses. And he hasn't done that. He's been really poor at this moment in time. He's had decent games, but only in the Champions League, where it's maybe less physicality. But in the Premier League, there is not one game you can say, okay, he's had a really good game. He was excellent. He's been okay.
Physicality, I would expect the Bundesliga to just be as
It's not. I watched the Bundesliga. It's not. There's so much space in the Bundesliga.
No, I don't. But physicality
it's not. It's not.
Regardless, that's sort of irrelevant, because we can say about the Spanish players. The smaller Spanish players don't have an issue. So physicality isn't really an aspect, because we'll say football's played in the head.
No. But now the game's changed. That's when back in the day, the game has changed. I believe now to play in the Premier League, you have to have some sort of athleticism to get around the pitch. That's the game now. If you look at the players who are the top players in the league, they're all quick, they're all strong, they're all powerful. The game's changed. It is completely changed, especially now where teams are doing long throws, playing for second balls. The game has changed very quickly.
You had people like Zola, like, come
Yeah,
on,
but then,
I'm not,
yeah, but
I'm
then,
not
yeah, but then
hating
plays, yeah, but
back in
then
the
plays
day
are
with
not
that.
there no more. That's what I'm
It's not
saying.
a normal game.
Yeah, but you're
I
talking
mean,
about them guys back in the day. I'm talking about right now. There is no Zolas no more. The
well,
game's
what,
changed.
in terms of physicality and what he's meant to be able to do, you would look at Verts as being something of similar
Nowhere near.
production.
Nowhere
So
near.
I would never say I can't sit there and say that you need to have, because Man City being the perfect Man City's midfield. It's not the most dynamic of midfields.
But it's completely changed to how it was.
Rodri's not the most dynamic of players, physical players.
Yeah, but Rodri's 6'3".
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
he's
in
6'3".
pace,
He's a big guy. He's a
yeah,
big
he's a
guy.
big
He's a big strong guy.
Silver,
Yeah, they're the
Ronaldo.
ones. Yeah, but they're the ones that are coming to an end. The new generation of ones are not. They're not the biggest. No, they're not big no more. They're all powerful. Like you look at Man City's team. The game. Their team's changed. It's not like how they used to play. I think I think in the Premier League now, for you to do well, I believe you need physicality. You need pace. You need power. I don't agree with it, but it's just what I'm seeing. You
I
have to
don't
have
believe it.
pace.
I
You
don't
have to have
believe that's the way
power.
it's
You
going.
have to get around the. You have to get around the pitch. I think it is. You look at the
I
players.
don't believe that.
Okay. Look at the players you bought. What are they? They're athletic. They're quick. They can ball carriers. They can get around the pitch and they score goals. The three players you bought: Sissoko, Cunha, and Mbeumo. All three of them. I look at other players who
Come on,
other teams.
let's go about the fakest big man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But
Like,
forget how good they are. That's the type of players they're buying. Yeah, I look at Arsenal, the Gyökeres, big,
Zubimendi.
strong, quick. Yeah,
Zubimendi.
and he's the exception to the rule at the
Odegaard.
moment in time. Yeah, Odegaard he's not a big guy, but he can put himself about.
Odegaard's
He can put. He's not soft and
McAllister.
frail. Yeah, he's
McAllister.
struggling. He's struggling with physicality. He's getting
What,
bullied all over the place.
he's had a
All
slow
over the place.
start of the season. Last year, he would have been championing for being in the team of the year.
Yeah, but this year, I just feel the game's changed. Everything is just long balls, everything second balls, playing off second balls. That's how to me, that's how the game is. The game, I'm watching it and I don't like it. But to me, the game has changed. I feel like if you don't have physicality in your team all round the pitch, I don't
No,
think
you need
win.
obviously you need physicality within the team, but I don't think there's no place for the little man for the slight man anymore. I don't believe that's the case.
I just look at I look at the small man. I just look at the small men who are playing in the Premier League now. They're getting gobbled up. I just think they're getting gobbled. And I look at players like Caicedo. They're just gobbling these guys. I just think the game is just about power. I don't like it. And the thing is, it always has some sort of change. It goes in cycles. But at the moment, I think it's just a power game right now. I think teams are built like Jose Mourinho's team with Drogba and Lampard and Terry. I think that's
Wenger started it off though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. But that's the type of team now I believe it's going back to. I just feel like the smaller, slighter players are getting brushed aside. I just think people want players who've got physicality, who can get around the pitch, who are athletic, who can cover distance. Another one like you, if you go to Man United, someone like Kobe Mainoo, that's why he's not playing for you guys. Because he can't cover the pitch.
There's that, and it's Kobe Mainoo's a funny one, isn't it? It's a system based, isn't it? Like you just champion and Garnacho. Garnacho is one of those players, more slight player.
Yeah, but he's a winger, wide player. I'm talking about he's a wide player who doesn't take players on.
Mainoo's problem is he's a free, he's not a two. He's a man that plays with three man. He's a 3-man midfield man. He's not a 2-man midfielder.
But why is it okay? But why is it a 3 and not a 2-man then?
Because it's system based now. All these players are system
No, but what can't he do?
Say that again.
What can't he do? That's why he can't play in the system. The system, you guys.
His mobility around the pitch.
That's it. That is it. That's the biggest issue. He can't get around the pitch. His mobility around the talent wise is not in question.
But that's manager based. That's manager.
I don't feel he plays for Chelsea. I don't think he plays for any of the tops.
Rodri can't get around the pitch. He plays. Casemiro can't get around the pitch. He plays.
Yeah, but then these guys have got
Fernandes can't get around the pitch. He fucking
but these
plays.
guys got good spatial awareness where they can actually break things
Exactly.
up.
So are you telling me that for a slight player like Wirtz, he shouldn't have spatial awareness?
I just feel he can't. He doesn't have the physicality at this moment in time to do what he's doing.
I think that's a cop out for Wirtz. Let's just call it what it is. He's been terrible.
Yeah, but what you're going like I don't agree with you. I'm just saying what the game is right now.
You're saying that the change
can't
of the league is the reason that Wirtz is struggling. How about we just say that Wirtz is struggling?
I think he's struggling, and the changing of the league has changed. But he's struggling regardless. He's struggling regardless. But the game, the game of the Premier League is changing.
Damsgaard, another one.
But Brentford.
Yeah,
but most of the time with Brentford, the ball's in the air.
Yeah,
but you're talking about. But the thing is, you're talking about guys who are playing kind of out wide.
Damsgaard is playing out wide.
He's playing but the ball's in the air. He doesn't touch the ball.
Of course, he touches the ball.
Listen, I just think the game. I think the game is about physicality right now.
Listen,
I don't agree with it. I
believe that the way you play hasn't helped or played. You've had a change of. There's been a change in style with implementing.
Yeah, the change of style is to implement him to make him play. We've changed our style for him. It's not like we've changed the style. We changed the style to make him be comfortable and be the best player he can be. He's been playing as a free role, and it has not worked.
At the minute, he hasn't shown anything, even down to striking of a football.
Yeah, dead.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen him hit a ball clean.
Ball pretty clean. It's been.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. So I know I wouldn't blame the league at all. I would just say that at this precise moment, he's struggling, but Liverpool are struggling. So it sort of goes around.
Yeah, but I feel you can struggle, but you can still show a lot of quality. You can still, if your team's struggling, you still can show quality.
So have we been bamboozled then?
I like I said, I'm not going to write him off. I'm going to give him a year to 18 months, and to see where it goes.
18 months is crazy.
After
18 months is crazy.
After
if he doesn't pick it up, second half of the season, that's your bedding in period. 18 months for £125 million player is crazy.
But some players have took a season though. Some players have took a season.
Get that. You're not allowed that.
No, I agree. You're not allowed that. But I'm saying some players in the Premier League
wouldn't allow that for anyone from my team.
No. I agree. But you have to. I'm going to give him time. I'm going to give him time. Reason being that I'm going to give him time because of his age, he's never played outside of Europe before, and I'll give him a season to bed in. But I want to see towards the middle and the end that he shows real quality. If he doesn't show that, then there's a problem.
Listen, if Wirtz doesn't dominate a few games before the end of the season, the jury's got to be out.
100%.
There's got to be question marks. Giving Aquilani vibes. Aquilani, good player. I thought Aquilani was a good player.
He was always injured. He never played.
Yeah, he was always injured. But
He never played. We just didn't know because the guy just played one game for in 18 months. But I think he's been. I think at the moment he's been the worst player this season. Not the worst transfer of the season, but we'll see by the end of the season if it stays that way.
He's been the worst transfer thus far.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I've said him as well. Reason why I haven't gone with Isak because I think he's proven, and I think he's. I think he's not fit. And I don't care how good you are. If you don't have a preseason doesn't set you up. And this was a guy that last year we were talking about. Most people say he was better than Haaland. So
listen, I'm a massive fan of Isak. I've always been a fan of his. So I don't really have that much concerns about him.
No,
personally, the concern that you should have is how you're going to hit both him and Ekitike in the same team. I've heard Diamond shouts, which is a shout. Maybe that would suit Wirtz with a diamond, and then you'll still be able to play the McAllister. But then you got to drop it. You got to drop it at Mo. So it's hard. Or play Mo up top. Alternatively, play him as one of the two as well as. But yeah, I think there's yeah.
All right, so going from they've been we were saying that Wirtz, we've all like a majority decision saying Wirtz has been the worst transfer so far. What about the best transfer so far,
The best transfer,
or best transfers?
one of the best transfers, I believe. Again, cost, profile, how I believe it's changed the team and made him into something that I think everyone were worried when he was brought, to be fair, because they knew there was going to be a change. He's done a room. That was massive for City. That was I've always been a big fan of how Edison was as keeper and how he sort of started attacks for City, but it come to a point that there was change needed, and to get the best goalkeeper in the world last year for a 30 mil is crazy work, and you don't need to gift Man City anything, but that was wrapped up in a bow. Thank you. And it's crazy how this is why I do like Pep, because he will adapt, he will change his philosophy when it suits. And Donnarumma he's not by any means terrible with his feet, but I don't think you're going to get a goalkeeper like Edison, or there's one like Edison out there at the minute. Unfortunately, we just didn't wait a year or two, and then they would have done that Onana mistake. And then, I could have been here with a cigar.
Pep would never do it. Pep would never do it.
Pep played chess. Pep played chess. We was out here playing checkers.
Listen, him and African players have got history. He's never getting it. He's never getting it. What you're moving, man.
And he knew about him from Barca as well, so that was never going to happen. But yeah, that was massive. That was massive.
It's good shot. I think I'll go with Mbeumo from you guys. I think he's changed your team massively. I think this is a guy that's been one of the top wide players or wide forwards, whatever you want to call it, for the last 2-3 years. You look at his record, always getting between 14 to 17 goals a season. Then he has one big season where he bags over 20. He's been consistent. He can play through the middle. He could play on the right. He could play on the left. I've been saying this for ages. He makes the best runs in behind in the Premier League as a wide player. He's willing to run without the ball. And I think with him, and I said this before, I said, even if Man United were crap, he will be good and he will score goals, because the way he plays, he always creates chances. He can finish with his left foot, right foot. He's got a header in him. He gets tap-ins. He gets worldies. He can take a free kick as well. You ain't seen it yet, but he can score free kicks. I think he's been one of the top signings of the season for £70 million. I think for £70 million, Mbeumo improves Liverpool. I think he improves Chelsea, and he improves our Arsenal. And he's an upgrade from Nodiweke, upgrade from Martinelli. I think you put him with the wide players that Arsenal got. To me, they win the league, because this guy gets 15 to 20 goals, regardless, and hardly never injured.
Well, if you would have
proper player.
You would have told me that I'm losing Garnacho to get Mbeumo, I would have beat your hand up twice. So that was an easy decision. He's no frills. That's what I like about Mbeumo. He just does what he just
straight.
Does exactly what he says.
And scores against everyone. Everyone.
But he will go under the radar. It's funny how
it's weird.
Teams you did mention, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, even though they were vying for players in certain positions, he was ignored. Yeah, we beat Newcastle to the punch, but you'd expect us to beat Newcastle to the punch, or Tottenham to the punch, but you would have expected, as you say, the Arsenal, because Trossard, Martinelli, and Madueke, I'm taking him back over all day. So it was interesting, but I'll take it. I don't think his profile, because he seems an introverted type of person. He's got that big bald head with the beard, with the Aki beard. So that doesn't suit most of the time. But yeah, man, I'll take him all day, every day. Especially given that you think that he wasn't even our first choice, because we went out there and got Cunha first. He should have been the opposite way around.
Is he going to the African Cup of Nations? Did they qualify?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, quality.
Him
Thank
and
God.
him and Diallo are going, so that's massive
Yeah,
for us.
quality. Hurry up and go. But yeah, no, he's been excellent. Like he's a proper player.
I'd say Salah, but you bet you can't wait.
No, I can't wait to fly kick him out. So we might win some games. But yeah, he's been good. Another one as well. Never heard of him in my life. Thiago at Brentford. Guy's got 8 goals, second top goal scorer in the league, 6'3", absolute unit, scores all types of goals. Never heard of him. And I think they've been a team that surprised everybody because they were everybody's pick to get relegated. And you have to mention him. We'll see if he can actually keep it up. But at this moment in time, he's maybe more of a bigger signing than Mbeumo. Reason being because who they lost Mbeumo. They lost Mbeumo all their goals. Yeah, so and Visser as well. So to bring in the 2 strikers they have, and they've hit the ground running. Fair play. I think he's been one of the signings of the season as well. That's why I've said it's all about recruitment. To me, all the players are the same. If you can get the recruitment right, you do well.
I think when defenders have been playing sort of against false nines for the longest time, and they've had an easy ride. Now it seems that everyone wants that frontman, that physicality in the frontman, and centre halves aren't liking it. They're not used to it. You know, now you got people like him putting himself about. Brentford are playing to his strengths, and you got that Coyote.
But I think it was a travesty that the number 9 went out of fashion for a while. It was. I think that's mad. I think number 9s are one of the most important, if not the most important player on the pitch. I think you need a striker to score goals. It was mad. It was madness that you're playing false 9s.
While we're on because I'm glad that you reminded me that we're on the Brentford conversation. I'm going to surprise you with something. One of the signings so far this season has got to be Jordan Hendo, your boy,
and Xhaka as well.
Yeah,
Hendo's been Xhaka's been excellent.
Hendo with them no look diags.
I think we could have him in our team now, mate, just for leadership.
That he's working a treat for Thiago right now. You just know what he's going to do. So yeah, shout out to Hendo, man, because picking up a team that was destined for relegation, so it seemed. And you know, I questioned his leadership before. So yeah. I think maybe that was an L on my part. But shout out Hendo.
100%.
Even though I still hate him still.
100%. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell us who's been the worst transfer so far. I think most of you will say Wirtz.
Apparently it was Sesko, but you know that's a Liverpool fan. So
yeah. But yeah, Sesko, he's just been injured. He's not been worse than Wirtz, mate. Wirtz has been terrible.
Sesko's a personality problem, man. He needs to sort it out. I thought Sesko was meant to be rapid.
I thought he was like a
Haaland. It takes 10 minutes to start getting going.
Yeah, you got to wind him up.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Because Van der Ven's fast, but that one there, it was just like, what is he on? But yeah, Sesko looks like he's got to get going, man. Like it's just chugging along, chugging. He starts off in 3rd gear, literally.
Nah, hey. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We are out.